If you go to psnprofiles.com and check out the 100% clubbed section on Alan Wake Remastered EU for PS5, you'll see that the fastest time to get all the trophies in the game is 4 hours and 52 minutes, while the second fastest is well over a 24-hour period. You might be wondering, how is that possible? You must have hacked the game to do this. Well, you see, I did do this legit, with no hacking whatsoever. This was a well-orchestrated plan to obtain all the trophies in any version of Alan Wake Remastered on PlayStation in the fastest time possible. In this video, I will show you how I did it and how you can join me in getting all the trophies in less than 5 hours. So this is what I did. First, I got myself the PS4 version of Alan Wake, as I still own a PS4, and in my free time, got 100% of its trophies on my actual PS4. Now, as you can see, like some PS4 games, this advertised the free PS5 upgrade option on the box, and I was wanting to get a PS5 so I can double platinum this as well as other PS4 games in my collection that also offered the free upgrade, so I needed the PS5 Disc Drive Edition. You can also do this with the PS5 Digital Edition and a digital version of Alan Wake, as you can get both the PS4 and PS5 versions with the one purchase. Now, on top of the two versions of the game, you can transfer your save from the PS4 version to the PS5 version. Sadly not the other way around, but there is one problem. If you transfer a complete PS4 file over to the PS5 version, you won't be able to obtain every trophy in the PS5 version without starting from scratch. This is because some collectibles in the game disappear completely once collected, or cannot be tallied to the collection count again when interacted on a completed file. So with that in mind, this is what I did on a PS4 file I did on my PS5. Now there are plenty of video guides on YouTube to help you find all the collectibles in the game, but the one that I used was the one done by the YouTube channel Platinum Chasers. So if you need a guide, I recommend this playlist done by that channel. So on my new PS4 save, I followed the guide and collected every collectible except for one of each set at key points in the game. Places I know are on the projected path to beating the game in my PS5 run. I knew there was 3 collectibles from 3 sets that I could get in one area of the game easily that I could leave for last. Those being this TV, this sign, and this radio, all situated at the Anderson farm in episode 4. One set I didn't need all of them was the can pyramids, as I only needed 5 out of the 12 in the game to get a trophy. So I shot the first 4 I saw and left the rest going forward, knowing that the first pyramid I would see on PS5 would get me that trophy. And that would be this one in episode 3. The rest of the sets in the main game I left to their last ones, being the hidden chests, the manuscript pages, and the coffee thermoses, which were all in episode 6. That was the main game's collectibles planned out, but I also needed to plan out the special collectibles too, and like with the main collectibles, I got all but one of each set between the 2 special episodes, with them being the first alarm clock and the first standee in The Signal, and the second video game that you can get in The Writer. So with the collectibles sorted, I needed to have the game saved at the best possible point, and that was here. This was a checkpoint on my nightmare run in episode 6 of the main story, ready to not only pick up the last of the hidden chests, the manuscript pages, and the coffee thermoses, but I had also been playing through this chapter to get the Gunless Wonder trophy, where I would have to get from the start of the episode to Cauldron Lake without firing a single weapon. But I could use flashbangs and hand flares, which was good, as I found plenty in the episode to get me past many encounters with the Taken leading up to that point, and be helpful for the last couple of encounters that were beyond this checkpoint. With all the pieces in place on this PS4 save, I can now boot up the PS5 version and transfer that save over to start my journey to collect every trophy in Alan Wake Remastered as fast as possible. As I continued from the checkpoint that I made, my first trophies would be Finders Keepers and every nook and cranny for the hidden chests. Which, by the way, I noticed a trophy picture error that's only in the European PS5 version, where the picture for every nook and cranny uses the same trophy picture as the Paging Mr. Wake trophy, which I actually get next along with Collector's Edition for finding all manuscript pages, but there is one more trophy for these pages I don't get here, but don't worry, I will get to it. I then get Let There Be Light for starting up my first generator in the game, which I would have gotten at the start of the game, but I get it here instead, followed by Thunder and Lightning and Collateral Damage. These kill-based trophies are tracked in the stats menu, but unlike the collectible stats, you can keep adding to them so you can unlock these types of trophies with no worries. After dealing and escaping that Taken encounter, I now get the remaining manuscript trophy, Picking Up After Yourself, for getting all normal pages in the main game, followed by Energize for changing batteries 100 times, and They're Here for destroying 20 possessed objects. Moving forward and dealing with the remaining objects, plus doing so without firing a single bullet, as planned, we unlock Gunless Wonder. Now at Cauldron Lake, we get the unmissable Tornado Wrangler trophy, and at the last area of the main game, we pick up the 100th coffee thermos to get damn good cup of coffee and hyper caffeinated, to then finish the episode and get all 3 difficulty trophies at once for beating the game on Nightmare. With that done, I can start the main game again on easy and get the remaining main game trophies to get the Platinum trophy, which include some easy story trophies along with some challenging ones, and, of course, the last of the collectible trophies. As I get to the end of episode 5, because I had already gotten all of episode 6's trophies at the start of this transferred save, I unlock Alan Wake Remastered's Platinum trophy in just over 3.5 hours. I would have done it under that had I not done a few mistakes, like going down to this dead end, or dying at this last section of episode 5 multiple times. But with the Platinum out of the way, now I can move on to getting the rest of the trophies for the game with the 2 follow-up special episodes, The Signal and The Writer. Each have their collectible trophies of course, but also some story-based ones, some missable ones, some special challenge ones, and one that both episodes have, a no-death run trophy. And with the final trophy unlocked, my time for completing Alan Wake Remastered's trophies 100% was 4 hours, 52 minutes, and 23 seconds. And with me showing you how I did it, I'm sure I will see a few people using this video as reference to start their own run to getting closer to my completion time, and maybe even beating it with better speedrunning tactics. I've been John Turbo Finley from Turbo Drive Live, and that was how I became the fastest player to complete the trophy list for Alan Wake Remastered.